I want to say, first of all, that this has been a great experience preparing for this session because I know exactly what all of my characters are doing, and I have no idea what you are going to do. So it's it's a, all I see is all the balls just went up in the air. Now, the one thing that I should put a little bit of retro continuity into now is that Rimsky would certainly have told you some information from their agent in Russia, the man who had been on the first jump. Um, and he is able to fill in some things about what happened on that mission. So you have a little bit more information than you had before, especially about Dr. Daryl Kasparian. Um, Kasparian had apparently been able to leave the jump team and get into another mind with the help of Isabella Bain. He claims that, or he told Isabella Bain, you see, they had actually managed to see her, and they told Isabella Bain, or he did, that he had always idolized her and had always, was dreaming of joining her here. And Mark Kane was convinced that Kasparian was telling the truth. And especially since the rest of them were left behind in a dying body, and none of them are very well ever since. Um, but Nikolai Zlatov in Moscow is not so sure, and he's thinking they were very confused when they were there and understood very little. You understand a lot more than they understood, but all they know is that, or the experience they had was that Kasparian abandoned them in the dying body of Ebu, the cyborg that they had occupied. With Mark in charge most of the time, Ebu and the team took on a very marine like assault approach to their mission. And that only ended up with Ebu getting shot to pieces and them all trapped in his dying body. But Kasparian got out by convincing Isabella that he was going to be on her side. Well, as far as you know, Mark is convinced that Kasparian did this on purpose and was doing it for real. Zlatan is thinking that maybe Kasparian wasn't so bad a guy. He kind of liked him and thinks that he actually was doing the best that he could to stay on Xenos. Kasparian, if you remember, was horribly scarred, far worse than Margaret. He was completely like lost most of his features and was had to have medical treatment, medical care all day long from the burns that he had sustained from the transego device when he was bringing it into operational mode. And Zlatan can see why he might want to stay on Xenos in a healthy body. But he's thinking he doesn't think that Kasparian is actually a traitor. One thing that might help to make sense with that is that, as far as you can tell, only Ibu Da, Ibu's brother, was hunting jump teams, and he had permission from his superiors to do it. But it's not like the whole city was mobilized against jump teams. And you would think that if Kasparian had gone to Isabella and told her everything, that she would have been a lot more proactive about preparing for further jump teams. So who knows?
Who? is this common knowledge for all of us?
It is now, yes. Rimsky made sure that you all knew. He has been convinced from what he has learned in the briefings that secrets are a really bad idea among a jump team. So anyway, that's the little bit of backstory that it only makes sense that the Russian agent would have told him, and he, of course, would have been, or told his superiors, and he would have been very careful to tell all of you as you were getting prepared for the jump. So that's just a little bit more information that you had than we ended with the last session. So Max, yes, hello.
Do we know how she got him out of the body?
No, according to Rimsky, it was a very difficult situation for the agents who were still, they knew a lot less than you did, especially now, and they were very disoriented. If you remember your first jump and how hard it was to figure out what the hell to do, they actually had allowed Ibu to awaken as a cricket because they needed help and instruction from somebody. And that led to a very difficult situation in terms of who had control of the body and doing what at any given time. So it was very mentally chaotic, no pun intended, for them. And it's hard to know exactly what happened. I'm sorry, Ola, what?
So if you allow the host to be a cricket, then that cricket can also try to take control.
That's right.
Of
Any
the body.
cricket can attempt to forcibly take control.
Mm-hmm. Nice to know.
Don't you read rule books?
Well,
Yeah.
It's nice for the characters to learn through
never.
testimony too, because this makes sense.
So it's character knowledge.
Yes.
That's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, can anyone repeat to me what was our grand plan?
That only Adam knows. So hopefully he's going to share it.
That's the question.
That
is the question. Do you want to have some conversation before you let the machine transfer your minds?
I think that's a good idea. A small one.
Yes.
Well, you'll have to let me know how much of that I get.
I think all of you are going to have a conversation now before the machine takes over. So please, it's okay.
No, I mean because of that catastrophic role, because I don't really remember what was the initial cause, if it was more how focused it was on.
I see. As I recall,
on the Russians.
Yes, the catastrophic role concerned the understanding that the Russians had actually taken over the Transego room and were holding
exclusively.
It. Right, and that's what Claire doesn't understand.
Okay.
If someone asked Claire right now, she would think that Brackenberry has asked the Russians to take care of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really relevant to the pack of you having a conversation right now. So please feel free to converse.
What I remember, it was talking about attacking them that attacked us in some way.
Yeah. I
think that was we had a plan, and that was about really quick trying to intervene with some kind of continuous attack on Earth.
To try to shut down their matter transmitter operation.
I had another idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. My idea was more to use the confusion of an attack on their side that did not go well, obviously, to steal as much information as we can.
Okay, I have to be really sincere with you guys. A lot of you, I can see I'm just a scout, and I haven't done this kinds of operations very many times before, and I just want to go and to be in the same mind as you on Xenos, because I feel that that's where I belong more than I belong here. So I kind of, Albert, anyone else, just give me a plan and I would try to be the best Nyansu that you can expect in this situation.
Everything has pros and cons. If we jump to the hotspot now, maybe it's dangerous and they see us. And if we scout and look for information, maybe they jump again and it's over for the Earth.
Yet again, I think scouting and being like undercover seems to be the things that we are really good at, judging our previous experience. So, and we don't have that much. We don't have any real power. We hopefully we get where we want to be, but we don't know that.
Where and how or who are you considering jumping to? Nathan, you have an idea?
Yes, my initial plan was to try to focus on the inner cycle of the guy we saw last time, the boyfriend of our
Krog.
previous
Prime
colleague.
Minister Krog.
We have the office. We know where he works. We have a name that someone, we have his name and we have the name of someone he knows.
Lead
We
that.
should
And the
try to
girlfriend.
blame his girlfriend. I don't think we should focus the girlfriend. It might be a bit dangerous.
No,
but we should try to focus this area.
Yeah.
We probably should know, we probably know what floor he's working at. So we know the building, of course. So we should try to aim for anyone that...
We are only knowing it from the outside, right, Albert?
I think we were close enough to see inside.
No,
you could see
it's
just
the
a little
hallway.
bit of the inside through the glass doors. You got a pretty good look at the lizard guards, the gators.
Don't you have the kind of board with names and floors or services and floor and this kind of building? That's if we had seen that, we basically know.
I don't think we know now.
You did not get in that far.
We can't read from across the street.
Right.
Okay.
But folks, it's time for you to decide who and where.
I think that's
focus on a person or focus on a location.
We could jump to the same person we was last time.
She'll never get in there. And she wouldn't help if we want to try to destroy their transmitter.
No, but we can jump from her to someone suitable.
Or we can take her boss, that is the girlfriend.
We'll never get through with that. We'll never get in with her. I doubt that. I can see me doing it. Seriously.
Yes. And that's your thing.
If we can play her.
Weapons aren't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It probably depends on how we use her. If we take over her body, I mean, we know the last time she went in, the guards got pretty much shit for not taking her in without looking at papers or anything. So if she would walk up to those guards again, she wouldn't have. They would know. Oh, we should just let her go walk in.
And
So
with certain talents on the team, you guys can put together a very effective cover story if you want to.